Welcome to this Monday Facebook Live. Alex, with you, David. Took a night off. Mathieu, Cataford, welcome at that Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Mathieu, we will talk about many subjects tonight. But first off, I want to know how did you enjoy the summer?
That was great. It was a lot of excitement with the draft and working in the gym, preparing for the season. And I think overall, it was after a long run in playoffs. It was good to get
Mhm.
some rest too, and it was great to be back home.
Yeah, I was about to ask because obviously you went all the way to the final. Maybe not the result you wanted, you guys, but still, it's a great result. The summer was pretty short for you. Like you said, you had like the combine, the draft, and all this stuff. Do you think was it harder this at the beginning of the season to start again with that short summer?
Not really. I think I was really looking forward after like losing in the finals. I think we were just all the guys trying to prepare for this season and trying to win it for real this time. So I think overall, I was just really looking forward, putting the effort. And with the draft, I think it went off fast, but at the same time, I had a lot of time to do some things with friends and family. So it was a pretty good summer.
Let's get the final out of the way right now. Let's talk about it right now. It's going to be easier later. How did you live that final, and how much did it hurt to lose that far in the playoff?
I mean, I think we shocked a lot of people by winning first the semifinal against Sherbrooke. So I think for us, we were still on the high from this, and I think the final was just a real great experience. I mean, playing at the Centre Videotron with that much people in the stands, and same thing in Halifax. It was just a great atmosphere, and definitely something I will remember for a long time. And of course, we lost. I think we were like 3 minutes away from a game seven in Quebec. But I think
Hmm.
it brings us a lot of good memories still, and I think this year we'll be more prepared and even more excited for it, and hopefully we'll win for real this time.
Yeah, I guess it's a lot of experience for you guys because the core group is still there, and you still have a shot to go all the way. Actually, the Halifax Mooseheads, it looks a bit like the Ramparts that you played against. They lost late in the final, late in the playoff. The year before. Do you think you could actually do just like the Ramparts did last year, and go all the way this year with all this new experience in the team?
Yeah, I think we have still, like you said, the pretty much the same core. I think it brings us a lot of experience. The run we had last year, and I think we'll be even more prepared and know what to accept. And I think, like I said, we're just trying to build off a good season to acquire good players also at the trade deadline and just make another push this year.
All right, now that it's out of the way, let's go to the fun stuff. We were in Nashville together. Get us through the draft. How did you live the days before the actual draft day, and well, all it is that came up after, including training camp and stuff?
Oh, I think it was just really exciting during the whole summer, especially right after the final. It was a quick turnaround with the combine, and then having a chance to talk with the teams over there, knowing which of them had interest and which of them maybe a little less. But I think after this, I was just really looking forward to that day. Obviously, Nashville was a real great city for having a draft, and I think I arrived a couple days before just to have time to enjoy the city and prepare for the draft. And I think on draft day, first round, I didn't have that many expectations. I knew maybe there was a little chance that I could get drafted, but I was really more looking forward for the second day. And during that day, I thought first maybe I would go second round, but after this, like once again, I didn't put that much emphasis on which rank I would go. I was just really trying to live the moment, and I had a good talks with Vegas at the combine, and when I heard my name called by them, I was just extremely happy. And it's really at that moment that you realize that you're drafted.
Did you had a lot of guests, or did you keep the group small at the draft? Was it only your family and a couple of friends, or did you have like a big group with you?
My family, my some of my cousins, and my girlfriend there. So it was a pretty great experience, and something I would for sure remember for a long time.
So you said you had a good conversation at the combine with the Vegas Golden Knights. Did you had any other team, or was it like, if there's a team that's gonna pick me, it probably will be the Vegas Golden Knights? Did you had like that feeling all along?
I mean, I had a real great talk with them at the combine. I knew they had interest, but I don't. I wouldn't be lying if I didn't if I would say that I didn't really expect at first to be the Vegas Golden Knights who were going to draft me. Maybe I had some other teams in my mind, but like I said, you never know what happens in the draft, and I was very happy with the outcome of it, and I think Vegas just a great organization, and like I said, really happy with the outcome.
It's a question I don't get tired of asking, but how does it feel when you hear your name dropped by an NHL team?
I think, like I said, I think it's really the moment where you realize you're drafted, the moment you hear your name and the moment you put the jersey on. And I think in the moment, it doesn't feel real. It feels like a dream. And I think it's really more a couple hours after that you realize what just happened. And in the moment, you're just really trying to take everything out of it and just enjoy it.
And when you got the jersey on your shoulder, how does it feel?
Pretty great. I mean, it's a nice looking jersey too. So it was a great feeling and something I will remember for a long time.
So everything goes fast after the draft. People might not know that, but right next after the draft, you guys are like most of the time invited to the team. You see the facilities and play a little bit of hockey too. How was it? How was the like the rookie camp and the your first your first introduction to the Vegas Golden Knights?
The day right after I got drafted, I flew to Vegas and for Dev Camp, and I think it was just really great experience, like to meet the organization, meet the prospects they have there, and just getting to know the staff better. Obviously, just the city was also great. Having a chance to go on this trip for the first time, and I
Did you
think
like it? Did you enjoy it?
yeah, it's different than Montreal, that's for sure, and
It is.
I think it's just a real great city for party and stuff like that. So I think overall, just a great week there, and it was real nice to get to know the staff and organization.
Yeah, it's a party city, but you cannot enjoy it yet because you're you're still too young. But I'm pretty sure if you play there someday, I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy this trip. And yeah, so did you meet anyone special? Did you meet some players that you had a bond with, or maybe a player that you look up to and you say, "Oh, it's nice to have him around."
I mean, guys that played in the QMJHL before, like Patrick Gay or Lucas Cormier, was nice to have them over there and just being able to talk with those guys, especially when I played against them in my first year in the league. So it was nice having them there. And during rookie camp, unfortunately, I couldn't participate because of an injury, but it was nice to see the NHL players on the ice and off the ice, just see them how they prepared before the season after winning a cup.
And did you had a lot of contact with the team since, or obviously we're so early in the season, but did they make like a follow up with you in the summer and maybe at the beginning of the season already?
Yeah, well, they wanted to know my progress in the gym during the off season, and since I came back to Halifax, they got in touch with me a couple of times, and I know they're gonna come at some point to watch me play a few games in Halifax during the season. So it's nice to know that they have interest and that they're looking how I'm doing.
Awesome. And well, let's get to the year right now. The Halifax Mooseheads are still a contender team, like the like you said earlier. The core is still there. You lost some good players, but the main core is still very, very, very good, including the goaltender Mathieu. So you have Jordan Dumais, who's just got back and he's been on fire since he's back. How do you see the upcoming years, and do you feel more pressure now that? You said last year you kind of surprised everybody, but now everyone is waiting for you.
Yeah, I mean, every time we play, we know teams are trying to beat us because of maybe a run of last year and the ice tender we have. But I think for us, we're just trying to approach every game the same way and just trying to build for the playoffs. And I think it's just really a preparation mode and trying to get in a place in the standings where we have a home ice advantage. So overall, I think maybe some teams sometimes they play us maybe a little even harder because they don't really want to beat us. But I think for us, we're not trying to put us too much pressure on us for right now and just trying to prepare for the playoffs.
Let's talk about a couple of players in your team, if you don't mind. I want to talk a little bit about Mathieu Rousseau. Even with what he did last year, do you still think he's kind of underrated or underlooked? Because he's been absolutely amazing last year in the playoff and at the end of the season, and he has a really really strong beginning of the season. What does it make him so good since the beginning of the season?
I think he's even better when the game is more important, especially in playoffs and against Sherbrooke. I think it was one of the main reasons of our success, and even in the finals, he helped us a lot. And already this season, strong start again, and even he also scored a goal, so that was good for him. It was a great moment, and I think even though like maybe he's not the biggest, but I think he's the best goalie in this league, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's the starter for the World Juniors.
Yeah, how does it feel seeing your goaltender shoot the puck all the way all on the other side of the ice and put that puck in the net?
Well, I couldn't really believe it at first. I was on the ice and I just saw the puck go in the air from our own zone. And as soon as I saw it drop on the ice, I knew it was going in. It was a perfect shot. And I think I never heard the Scotiabank Center go that loud, even more than in playoffs last year.
Were you surprised by his reaction? Because from what I know of Matisse, he's like a pretty dialed in guy, pretty calm guy, doesn't talk that much, but the reaction was almost over the top. I mean, for good reason, but were you surprised of him being, I don't know if emotional is a good term, but excited, I guess?
Not really not that much because I think anyone in that situation would have reacted the
Yeah.
same, and it's just it's not something you see often, and it was my first time seeing something like that in person. So I think even our whole team and the crowd was as excited for him.
Couple of the guys I want you to comment on. Maybe talked about Jordan Dumais. You have played a lot with him last year. People were maybe thinking he might stay in the NHL. He came in the queue late, and he has been fantastic since he was back. So how do you see him this year? Is he's still flying on the ice? Do you think he's going to be the best player in that league?
I think he is the best player in this league. I think skill wise, it's really easy to play with him, and I think he's just find some spots in the net that mostly I would say pretty much all the players in the league sometimes don't find. And I think just his vision and IQ is off the chart, and I think he's the reason of one of the main reasons of our success. And like I said, I wouldn't. He's gonna be playing for the Team Canada this winter, and I just think it's really exciting for him, and it's real good to have him back.
Well, I wish maybe you have an invitation too sooner than later. Who knows? Maybe you'll wear that jersey too. The last guy I want you to comment before we start talking about you again is Lou Felix, Lou Lévesque, who has been a rookie but is one of the best rookie in the league. Maybe for people who doesn't know him, talk to us about the player and maybe the person. Did you know him before he got to the team, and how easy? Why he has been that good since the beginning of the season.
Well, for Lou, I think last year at training camp was the first time I met him. A guy from Quebec with joining the team. I was trying to help him and getting to know him, and obviously I think he has a lot of hockey skills and probably the fastest player in this league, to be honest. And I think his shot is also underrated, real great shot. So I think for him, it's just been a real great start of the season. It's really helpful to have a guy like this, not not wanting to say coming out of nowhere, but like maybe surprising a lot of people. And I think overall, the organization is just grateful to have him. And off the ice, he's just a really great guy. Someone who he's easy to talk with and you can have fun with.
If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be his draft year too. You got through this draft year last year. Do you think did he ask for any advice? Do you think you're going to go to him and maybe give him, I don't know, any advice on how do you live a draft year? Because obviously you just lived it.
Yeah, I think maybe at first at the beginning of the season he didn't have that much expectations for it, but I think at this point he should. I think he's making a case for a draft spot this season and even at the top prospect game. So I think just overall, like we're just trying as a team to help him continue on his progression and trying to make him a better player every day and every game.
All right, let's talk about you again now. Mathieu, you have a good start of the season. How would you evaluate your beginning of the season? And I mean, you took right where you left, and the points are on the board already.
Yeah, I mean, I try to keep playing the same way as usual, just being a 200-foot player, and then just trying to. I'm taking pride in the little details in my own zone, and offensively, I think it's just by playing the right way the points come. So, of course, the points are there right now, but I think overall, my game, I've been really happy with how I've been playing since the beginning of the season, and just trying to keep up that momentum right now that we have as a individually and also as a team to help the team become better.
You had your two first season with Sylvain Fabreau. What's did you see any difference with the new coach? Is it hard for a player to adapt to a new coaching style?
I mean, I think every coach is different. I think Jim has been a great coach so far this season, and I think Sylvain Fabreau was the same. I think they have their own way of teaching and coaching, but I think overall those two coaches have been really grateful and they're very. I was very happy to have them and have Jim right now.
Got it. And also, you said points, and you think your overall game is better. But do you have like any, I don't know, goal in terms of point? Is there anything you want to? Maybe you want to keep it for yourself. But did you get into the season and say, well, I want to have that amount of point this year, or maybe that amount of goal?
I wouldn't say I have a fixed amount of points or goals. I think it's just trying to beat the amount of like points or just as the season before, just being a better player overall, not even talking about points and just helping the team more. I think there's more than the offensive part to my game, and that's something else I'm trying also to work on is defensively and being able to play in both ends of the ice for the next level.
Awesome. All right, let's go into some kind of rapid fire question for you, Mathieu. I saw a couple of nickname in the chat. Here's Matty Caddy. Do you have a nickname in the team? Is that Matty Caddy? Do you have any other nickname that your teammates call you?
The guys on the team call me Cat, just short for Cataford.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, it's stick around since I joined the league, so I don't mind it, and I think it's pretty funny.
All right, so they just call you Cat.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Your number. Why did you pick that number?
My favorite number growing up was number 66. So of course, when I joined the league, obviously we already had Zach Leroux, but there's also I think Mario Lemieux that weren't that number. So I had no choice really to take another one. And number 10 is a number I had when I was Bantam, and it was also the first number I wore when I was younger. So that's the reason why I picked it.
Are you in any way superstitious? Like, is the number something really important for you? You could have maybe any other number. It wouldn't make any difference for you.
I don't think the number makes a difference. I mean, in Vegas, I won't really have maybe the choice to get the number 10 with Nicolas right now with it. But I think I'm a superstitious guy. Before games, I have my own routine and stuff. But for numbers, I don't think it would change anything.
All right. Who's the DJ in the dressing room?
Dylan McKinnon. Yeah,
Oh, Dylan
he's the
McKinnon.
one
That makes sense.
most time on the aux cord.
All right. Other question. I'll put you on the spot on that one. Is he a good DJ? Like, do you approve most of his choices?
Yeah, I do actually. Kind of have the same music style, and I think his rap songs and country music are pretty good.
Oh yeah, so I guess if he likes country music, he's gonna be happy in Nashville because he was drafted in Nashville. So I guess it makes sense. Who's the funniest guy in the room?
Uh, I would say Mattis Russo. Yeah, maybe
No way,
sometimes
no way,
yeah,
Matt.
maybe yeah, sometimes people might think he's a little more reserved,
Yeah,
shy person, but when you get to know him, he's pretty funny and good to have in the dressing room.
like is he gonna put some checks on players? Like is he gonna mess with I don't know your jersey, your shoes, or anything? Is he that kind of funny, or is just like funny, like telling jokes all the time?
I think he's just unpredictable. You never know what he's going to come up with, and maybe sometimes his own thoughts. But I think overall he's just a nice guy, and really great to have him on the team.
Oh, well, that's a surprise for me. That's I would not have bet on Mathis Rousseau for the Phoenix guy, but I don't know him as much as you do, obviously. And last thing I want to ask you before I let you go, and we go to the French interview. If you want to, I see people in the chat. If you have like questions, it's pretty much last call before we go to the French interview. But like I said, you have a good start of the season, and I've put Team Canada in here. Is that something that you have in mind? Maybe this year or maybe next year. Who knows? Is it something like you would have as a goal? Maybe be part of Team Canada if you could.
I think it's more probable that it happens next year, but I'm trying to make a case to get an invitation this year. But like I said, I'm not trying to put myself pressure on with this, and I'm just trying to keep playing the same way and see what happens.
All right. We have a couple question. Here, Colin Andre asked him about the back-to-back empty netters. How did that feel? I don't know. Do you have any comment on the back-to-back empty netters?
Well, it felt pretty good because after missing an empty net in the final last year against Quebec in Game 5, which almost cost us a game after this, I think I was trying to get better at this season, let's say. Let's put it that way. And I think I call it my redemption season on that. So.
All right. So that missed goal took off some hours of sleep. Is that what I understand? That goal that you missed, because it seems like you put some emphasis on it, like a redemption season on the empty net goal. I don't know.
I think it's more something like that. Me and the guys joke around a little bit, but I think
Okay, I got you.
the first few hours after this, maybe it was a little bit on my mind, but fortunately, we still won that game, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
All right, Owen Gale ask, what does the coach say to you guys before the game? Is there any specific things that he say or maybe do in a pregame speech? Does he even do pregame speech? Some coach don't. Is there anything special he does pregame?
There's always a pregame speech before the games, and I think also before the games we also have pre-scouts. We go over some video of the other team that we're about to play against, and just trying to see what type of game they play and if they have any trick plays.
All right, awesome. So you know what? I'll let you go, Mathieu. Thank you a lot for this quick Facebook Live interview. You're always so nice to chat with. And if you understand French, guys, and you want to jump up to the French interview, well, it's gonna be in a couple minutes. And meanwhile, I'll say thank you, Mathieu. Good luck for this year, and I'll be happy to see you in a rink somewhere in the queue.
Thank you.
All right.